the Planet Kicker?
You. No.
All right, I'm ready.
No, obviously, again, thank Ryan for what he did, and it's unfortunate, but it's the downside of the business, and we put a claim in for McCourt, who Illinois kicker, and we're trying to get him to Atlanta as we speak.
He had, I think, 8 kicks of over 50 yards in college. How impressive is his leg strength?
It's impressive, that part of it you like, and obviously the consistency is what you look for in kickers, and there'll be a good opportunity for him, and then for us just to keep going through the process. We still got a little bit of time here before kicks mean something, but it'll be a good opportunity for him.
And then what went into the decision to bring Luton back?
Yeah, that one, right now too with having CJ and I just want to get CJ 100% healthy. It just looked and appeared on film and during the game the other night that he wasn't necessarily 100% coming off his injury from the spring, and this gives him a time to get healthy. And again, it's a great opportunity for Jake, to get some more time and to be seen and some valuable reps. So, hopefully he can take advantage of that.
So CJ's not playing?
As of right now, no. As of right now, I know we're probably going to limit him through practice this week, but then we'll make as far as the game goes, because we're shuffling some things around right now.
Any other guys that won't practice this week with Atlanta?
Let me think. Will Richardson will be out. Who else did you have in mind? I could probably.
Is James going to be full clear?
James, he's not necessarily full clear, but he's cleared to practice.
Okay.
We're going to increase his reps. You'll see an orange jersey on him. I spoke with Arthur, Smith this morning about that. So they'll be aware of him and just try to limit the amount of touches. Darius Williams is full go. He's been cleared, for everything. So it'll be exciting to get him out there. BT Badar is another one that's good to go. We'll try to ramp up his reps throughout the course of the week. Devin, if the week progresses, obviously in his favor and our favor, then he'll see some time in this game, and which is what we need to see.
What about Shaq Griffin?
Shaq's good. Obviously, he's one that probably won't play in the game, but definitely get some practice time, these next couple of days.
So he had back tightness the other night?
Yeah.
If Badakowski, how's he?
Oh, he's another one that's going to miss. He'll miss practice, and then he'll be more kind of healing that calf, and then won't play in the game.
Okay.
Doug, how about Rayshon Jenkins? He's kind of been in and out the last week or so. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. We're also seeing some looks from different guys, some younger players there too. But yeah, he's good.
Okay, so it's more performance rather than coming back.
Yeah, it's about some of the young guys. The ankle's been fine. He hasn't had any issues with that. We've been smart with him, obviously, but it's a matter of just seeing some of these young guys behind him and seeing what they can do.
You're not playing any starters Saturday?
The plan is not to, if we don't have to. But I always know going into these games that you got to have some guys in some emergency roles, just in case there's something happens. So some of the starters will probably be in uniform, yes.
So tomorrow is the big physical practice with.
Tomorrow's a padded day. It'll be a physical day. Nothing live, obviously. Again, talking with Coach Smith up there, and we just both of us want to get good work done, and compete and see our teams against other opponents, and looking forward to that. And then we're just helmets and shells on Thursday and separate on Friday.
Could a guy who shows out pretty well in the practices change your mind? Is there that enough time to change your mind, like a roster bubble guy?
Yeah, I think we've got a pretty good idea right now, but I told the team this morning this is going to be a big week for a lot of guys, and they also too, they got to understand that not just our team, but 31 other teams are watching, our roster as well, and seeing who's going to make the 53, who's not, because there's going to be a lot of our players, I think, get picked up if they're not here, but it's a great opportunity for many players, especially the young guys, to practice well and obviously play well in this football game, because they could end up on a roster. It may not be here, but it could be somewhere.
How concerning is it for you 2.5 weeks out from the season opener that you have not settled the kicker situation?
2017, we tried out 6 guys week 1 and settled on Jake Elliott, and he kicked all the way through to the Super Bowl. So had some experience there.
Right tackle, left guard, though, do you see this week as still, a continuation of that battle? Or do you kind of want to have that settled, going into the week and getting ready for week 1?
Yeah, I think there's still some competition there. As we get into more game weeks, say Washington, it'll be solidified, and whoever that is will be taking all the reps at that spot. So these next 2 days, the game, as much time, if they get any, is important, for sort of seeing who those 5 guys are going to be.
Did Trevor have the camp that you wanted and needed him to have?
He did. One thing I like about Trevor is where he's at too. Is he's still growing. He's still learning. Hardest thing is he's 3 head coaches, 3 coordinators, 3 position coaches in 3 years, and so there's been a lot of turnover and change, and he's really handled it extremely well. Very mature. And it's just still a work in progress. But, we go slow. He understands, even when we show him on tape what he's doing or what he's not doing, and he makes the corrections and moves on. So, yeah, I'm encouraged by where he's at right now.
Do people not understand how much of a detriment that is when you're changing offenses and changing coaches and coordinators year?
Yeah, I think some people don't understand the magnitude of that. It's not just about everybody's going to have the same pass concepts, right? The same routes and lines on a page and all that, but it's how teams call them, what the terminology, the verbiage, and learning that. And then on top of that, we're putting a bunch of situational stuff on top of that. Plus, he's hearing it from me or Press Taylor, Mike McCoy, and then we're playing these games and he's trying to study defense, and it's not an overnight fix or a process, and it takes some time, and he's handled it well, and he grows every day, and that's the encouraging part. I know sometimes people don't want to hear that it takes time, but it does, it was 2 years, in Philly before things really took off for us, so not saying it's going to be 2 years, but just knowing that we're heading in the right direction.
What's Arden Key like as a person, as a teammate, as a pro?
He's unbelievable. He's just got a great personality. He's excitable. Comes in the building every day just in a good mood all the time. It's just hard to explain. But he great teammate. Works hard. He's a good leader. Does everything you ask him to do, and it's fun to have guys like that on your roster. To kind of keep things light and energetic.
I know it's looking ahead a bit, but do you take it easy on them next week once cuts are done?
No. We'll have 3 really good days next week to still evaluate. It's one more week of training camp, but we also want to, maybe focus on our first 1, 2, 3 opponents, something like that. But it's a little more of an in-season schedule for the guys now that we've kind of broke camp, and but at the same time we still want to push them, and it may come down to next week, for a couple of these battles. So it's still an important week.
Devin Lloyd, how far behind is he? How far behind is a rookie when an injury like that kind of lingers?
No, it's hard to say until we see him in live action. That's why this week can be important for him, to get out there and just try to increase his reps each day, and then hopefully get some time in the game and just see where he's at. I know he takes all the mental reps, and he's in there during the walkthroughs in the afternoon with the defense and making calls and all that. But when things get sped up is where where things can kind of get sideways. So we just need to see him out there this week and hopefully in the game.
After seeing Christian Kirk's performance, reviewing it, how'd you feel like he did in his debut?
He did well. He's going to be one of the things that Trevor can, I think, count on with him is he's going to be in the right place, on the field, and he's going to do the right thing, and that's a confidence level for your quarterback. And he's a pro at it. He works hard at it. Had it been a game week the week before, he would have played. My decision to keep him out of that game, but yeah, he's in a good spot too, and we just got to keep him and Trevor on the same page and just find more ways to get them open.
You feel like with the tight ends you have in the room, particularly with Evan and Dan, that you've got a sort of a committee thing going that can be as productive as anybody else in the league?
Yeah, I like our tight end room. Mix of kind of youth and some old guys in there. And, you take Dan and Evan, two more athletic, route runner type tight ends that, could possibly create a matchup here and there, mixed with, Chris and his ability to block, and Luke's doing the same thing. And, it's a good room, and it's a versatile room, and it doesn't keep you sort of locked into certain things offensively that you want to get done. I'm comfortable with using tight ends, in my career, having played with a bunch of tight ends and then coaching them, and it's a good group.
As a follow-up, it seems like this receiver group you have seems to do a pretty good job when it comes to blocking, because this franchise in the last 4 or 5 years on wide receiver screens it just hasn't, the yardage just hasn't been there.
Yeah.
Part of it is that. And I'm just wondering how you feel about that portion of their job.
Look, I mean, it takes 11 players, and we pride ourselves on blocking, with the receivers and on the perimeter, whether they have to dig out a safety, sometimes a linebacker, corners. And we make it a point of emphasis with them, because we know that too, the reward is what they can score a touchdown in the pass game, but sometimes it's rewarding to make that key block down the field to spring your running back or something like that. So we're going to continue to educate our players on that, letting them understand that part of playing football is you're going to have to get in there and get kind of dirty, with some of the blocking schemes.
Are you looking forward to seeing defensively how you guys handle Kyle Pitts and the kind of challenge that he presents? I don't know.
Yeah, those are things you look for, in these practices, coming up, and it'll be interesting to just, for me, the first time to really kind of see him in person, run routes, and the type of athlete he is, and I've heard some great things about him. And it'll be a challenge for our defense too, and again, not scheming necessarily, but just watching, and seeing how they use him, offensively, but how we try to defend, and how we're gonna, who we're gonna put over there, or whatever it might be. It's gonna be fun this week.
How important has it been to see that kind of production you guys have seen from the pass rush so far, even if it's just preseason?
Well, it's good, and again, you're still not game planning anything, but you just want to see athleticism and see get off, and all that, and push in the pocket, particularly on third down. And it's been good to see the production that we've had there. Anytime you can just even disrupt the timing of a quarterback, or at least put somebody back in his lap, it just throws the timing off, and rhythm off. And our guys been able to do that, these first 3 games, and something that as we get going, and scheme up a little bit more, I think utilizing our versatility at some positions better.
Maybe one more, if anybody has it, or we good?
Good.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, guys. You guys going to Atlanta or no?
No.